Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all really well. In this video I'm going to talk to you about my March sewing plans. After taking a look back at the things that I have made October, November, December, January and February, I've come to realise that probably setting myself 6 projects for a month is more than achievable, and then that allows for any ad hoc things that could pop up sporadically that needs to take my time away from sewing. If I get more sewing done, then brilliant, but then if I don't, as long as I get the 6 done, that's fine. That's a good sewing month. So this month is already quite busy, like socially and personal reasons and stuff, so in some senses it's quite good that I didn't get everything done in February, because then it means that they can just roll over and become my March plans, and I don't really have to think too much about planning new things and trying to find new fabric to pair with different patterns and stuff. I already have my fabric and my pattern sorted, so I just need to go through and make sure that I'm still set on the things I want to make. To recap the things from February that will be rolling on into March, I'm going to be doing this wrap coat pattern from Prima. And I'm going to be doing it in a floral print fabric. This is the fabric. I'm not completely sure if it's going to come up properly on camera, trying to find the best angle to hold it, but it's just a digital print fabric. I'll insert pictures and things as well because that might help it come out a bit better, but it's really quite nice. It's just on a cream base with actually some really bright colours in it, but how it's printed they look a little bit faded. It's quite a cool technique. But this fabric was a gift, so I'm not entirely sure where it came from. I'm also planning on making a paper bag trouser suit this month in some Garba chino fabric that I bought online. In my February plans video, I wasn't 100% set on the fabrics I was going to use as a contrast for the jacket, and I wasn't completely set on the jacket either. So I was originally going to use the pattern that I used to make this jacket to make the jacket, but since making this one I don't feel like it's going to give me as much structure as I really want to get from this suit. So I've decided to use this Vogue pattern instead. So this is Vogue 8958, and it's a pattern that I have attempted to use once before and then failed, but only because the fabric I was using wasn't appropriate for the pattern. So I'm hoping I'll have better luck this time, and I am going to do a couple of amends on the pattern because I do love the shape and everything of it, but I just want it to look, I don't want the body of it to be one solid colour. I want there to be a bit of contrast in the body, so I think I'm going to go with option D, because that shows you the contrast anyway. It's basically the same as option C, but it's just the contrast, or actually it's longer. It is quite different, but so yeah, I'm going to go with option D on this, but then add in some extra contrast fabric on that. And I'm going to have a look at the paper bag trouser patterns that were suggested in my February plans video, but then I also came across this pattern that I have in my stash that has a trouser on it with waist pleats as opposed to waist darts. So I'm thinking in my head, seeing as I have this already, is it possible to do a hack on this pattern to sort of do the pleats the other way round, so it still gives the effect of a paper bag, rather than getting a whole new pattern. But I have to have a think about that one and compare it to the ones that are already made that I could buy, to see if that's actually easier just to buy one and make it straight away. But we'll have a look at that one. But this is one I'm actually quite looking forward to getting into making the paper bag trousers finally, because I have wanted a pair for quite a while. And then the contrast fabric that I settled on was this gold jacquard fabric, which I have used in a dress that I made last year. So yeah, I really like this fabric, and then obviously this is just a refresher of what the khaki fabric is, so I think they'll look quite nice together actually, in the jacket and the trouser. I don't think I'll put any contrast on the trouser, but I might change my mind between now and then. The final thing that rolls over from February into March is the cold shoulder shift dress. That is a pattern amend from a Prima pattern, again that I used on a dress that I made towards the end of last year. I don't have that to show you because it is literally on my desk at the minute, in process of being amended, so hopefully that one will come out quite soon, but it's just going to be using this cotton poplin that I got from Minerva Craft. And then a new make for March, a new plan I should say for March, is to make another white poplin shirt using the fabric that I got from Craft. I did get quite a few meters of it. I'm just going to use this Vogue pattern, which is V8855, which is one again that I've had in my pattern stash for a while, and I've undenied about making it, but I thought I'd give it a try, and I quite like that there's lots of different variations of using contrast on it as well. So I'm not completely set if I'm going to make it in a completely white shirt or if I am going to add in the different black contrast and stuff. I feel like it might look quite nice with contrast, and it might be just as interesting as being completely white, because that is not an option on here. So I'll have a play around with that and have a think on which one I decide on. And then a new plan for March is to make a rucksack. So my inspiration for the rucksack is a Stella McCarthy 100% nylon rucksack, which I absolutely love. I spotted it on my Instagram just one day as I was scrolling through, and I was like, love it, I need it in my life. But obviously it's Stella McCartney, it's going to be really quite expensive, so I'm going to try and make a version of. It's not going to be a direct copy, it's a version of, and I've been hunting around for some rucksack patterns and I haven't come up with one that really fits the bill. So if you have any suggestions on rucksack patterns that you have used or any that you've seen or got your eye on, please leave them in the comments below. I've had a couple of I had a look at a couple of the big 4 patterns, and there was one that it's a contender. I think it was a simplicity pattern, but if you know any others, any indie patterns or any patterns that you have made yourselves, please let me know. Put your links down below and I will go and check it out. And then finally for March, I'm going to be making some more jeans, or attempting to make some more Mimi G jeans this month as well, after the ones that I made last month didn't turn out quite how I had hoped. I feel like that might be a bit of work. Like I said, that the proportions for everywhere but the waist seem to fit quite nicely, but then the waist just didn't fit at all on those, so I think I'm going to need to do a bit of work on amending that pattern. So that might take me a bit of a while, but hopefully I'll be able to get that done in March as well, or at least make a good start on it, so that if I don't manage to get the full construction done, there is something to show at the end of the month for it to be nearly done. I'm also going to be taking part in the Easter Dress Challenge, which is going to be going live in April, between April 12th and April 16th is when they will go live. So this month I'm going to start thinking about what dress I'm going to make for it, and then hopefully get it made in March so that I'm ahead of the deadline, because I was quite late for the Little Red Dress Challenge set towards the end of last year by Renata. So I definitely want to be on time this time and post it up in the time period when everyone else is posting theirs. So I'm going to get to work on that. I'm not completely sure on the dress that I'm going to make yet, but I have some fabric in my stash that I'm thinking I might use. This is the fabric. I'm not completely sure how well it's going to come up on camera, but it's absolutely beautiful. I don't think in real life there is enough for a dress, if I'm completely honest, but I'm hoping that there might be enough for maybe a jacket or something to use, because I absolutely love this fabric. It's beautiful and I've had it in my stash for quite a while actually, and every time I look at it I'm like, I really want to make something beautiful out of this. So I'm going to have a sit down with this fabric and some inspiration and try and figure out a nice outfit to put together, and pairing it probably with a dress. I think I'll probably make a dress and then try and make this into a decent jacket of some sort. I'm not entirely sure. There's not meters and meters and meters of fabric, so whatever I make I'll have to be quite strategic with it to make sure that I can get the most out of the fabric that I have. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave any comments in the box below about rucksack patterns that you would recommend. Also remember to subscribe and share with your friends, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!